What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys another video. As they were doing What Gran Torino Train Izuku Early, episode 1. I know I've done this idea before, but that was over a year ago. My style of storytelling has drastically changed since then. Plus, I wanted to bring back My Hero Academia to the channel, and this is the best idea I could come up with. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. In this timeline, All Might is worried that Izuku won't be prepared to handle One for All, or clean up the beach in time for the entrance exams. His body seems very weak, and it's extremely unlikely he can pass, even with One for All. About 4 months in, to make sure he's doing stuff right, he calls his master, Gran Torino, to ask for some advice. After all, he did train him, so he should know. After explaining the situation to him, Gran Torino tells Toshinori that he should bring the boy to him. He'll get him in shape easily. All Might tries to tell him not to do anything, but by the time he can open his mouth, his master had already hung up. He realizes that if he doesn't listen, there will be hell to pay. The next day, All Might tells Izuku that they're going to train with Gran Torino and grabs the boy, leaping through the air, shocking Izuku as he clings on for dear life. They both land near Gran Torino's house and enter his apartment, where All Might enters his skinny form. Toshinori explains to his successor who Gran Torino is, all the while the old man acts senile like he does when meeting Izuku in canon. He walks up to Izuku and tells him to use One for All, with Izuku's sweat dropping as he tells him he doesn't have it. Gran Torino then hits him over the head. He then approaches Toshinori, asking if he gave the boy One for All, which he confesses no. Gran Torino then hits him over the head. He tells Toshinori to give Izuku One for All, which he is against. The boy's body is too weak. If he uses the quirk of him looking like that, he'd explode, which Gran Torino acts aloof about. He asks Toshinori if he wants to make Izuku his successor, which he says yes to. At that moment, Sorahiko leaps in the air and takes out a hair. He then bounces off the wall and leaps under Izuku's legs, hitting him in the groin, making him scream in immense pain. Gran Torino then leaps up and drops the hair in his mouth before shutting it and making him swallow. Since Toshinori was consenting when his hair was taken, it works and Izuku gets the quirk. Gran Torino tells Toshinori to come pick the boy back up at 7 PM, which he agrees to and apologizes to Izuku as to what's to come. Over the next month, while Izuku's body adapts to its quirk, Izuku would frequently go to Gran Torino's to train. The training is basically him doing chores for Gran Torino, but that's not all. A couple times a day, Gran Torino randomly attacks Izuku and breaks part of his own house in the process. He hits Izuku every time, who always attempts to get away or dodge attacks, increases his reflexes and lets him think on his feet much better. It also gets his body in shape much quicker. He's not as buff as he was after the 10 months in canon, but it's definitely a noticeable difference. Next up would be the hard part, training to master One for All. All Might would make sure to be present during his training, as if the boy destroys his body, he'll need to take action to help him. Gran Torino tells Izuku to try and channel One for All, which badly damages his body. All Might would then take the boy to UA, where I'm sure a recovery girl would operate, and heal Izuku. Over the next week, Izuku attempts to channel One for All through his body, but he just can't get in every time All Might has to take him to get recovered. Gran Torino would then make Izuku come up with the same concept that he did in canon, as how to maintain One for All. Due to being a lot earlier though, Izuku's only able to handle 2%, so the increase in his body is definitely noticeable. Next up would be training Izuku to maintain One for All better. Although Toshinori would show interest in training Izuku in this department, Gran Torino tells him that he wanted his help, so he'll get it. Izuku and Gran Torino occasionally train, but Gran Torino gets him to basically just do chores and stuff for that he doesn't want to do. He makes him fix the interior of his house using full cowl, which serves as training kind of. Remember though, Izuku also has stuff like his studies to take care of, as well as seeing his mother and stuff, so his progression isn't as quick as he'd want. After a couple of months of this, I'd say that Izuku can handle 6% of One for All comfortably. After a final test, Gran Torino tells Izuku they need to touch him just once, and he won't hold back, which Izuku agrees to. The moment he activates full cowl, the test begins. Gran Torino would be zipping around at high speeds, with Izuku constantly trying to cut him off. He even tries to cut him off at another place, but naturally it doesn't work as he just gets a gust of air straight to the face. Izuku begins to think things out as he moves. He can't catch up to him in speed as he's moving. He can't come off either as his reaction time is too good and his speed outmatches his too much. If only in a range attack. Wait, that's it! Izuku lands from bouncing along the walls and grabs the table in the middle of the room. He then throws it right in front of where Gran Torino was. Naturally, he changes his direction, leaps off the table, but Izuku is prepared as he leaps in and hits Gran Torino just enough for him to pass. It does give him an idea that he'll put a hold on for later. With 1 month before the entrance exams, Izuku would be told by Toshinori to clear out Dagobah Beach. He even got some of the city officials to turn the blind eye and give Izuku a permit to use his quirk, which said Gran. So Izuku uses full cowl to clean out the beach, which he does with ease. In less than a week, the beach is already cleared out by Izuku. Toshinori then tells the student to relax for the few remaining weeks, which Izuku agrees to. Speaking of All Might, with him giving away One for All much earlier, his limit would be decreasing at a rapid rate, much more drastically than he had in canon at this point. While waiting for the entrance exams to arrive, Izuku begins to draw in his bedroom some designs for a costume he'd like, with his updated fighting style. He'd make sure to include some hardened boots he can bounce off the walls and floors better, just like Gran Torino can. He also designed some air pressure gauntlets, however the way they'd work would be different to the ones he gets in canon, since Izuku isn't as strong, so he'd need a way to create pressure with the limited use of One for All he has. At the entrance exam, the initial part of him meeting Uraraka and Ida goes the same, as does the written test, since Izuku having full cowl and all that stuff doesn't really affect it. When getting to the part with the robots, Izuku decides to give it his all. He activates full cowl and immediately launches in to destroy the robots. He'd get a bunch of villain points during the exam this time, as he can actually do something and isn't just left helpless. People will be watching in awe as Izuku zips in and lands hard blows that wreck the robots and get in the points. Naturally, the massive 0-point robot would arrive, and Uraraka would be pinned under debris, where she calls for help. Seeing her in trouble makes Izuku panic as she realizes that she'll die. He immediately rockets into battle to help her, and with a speedy style reminiscent of Gran Torino, he arrives at the girl in peril. He grabs the robot pinning her down and easily launches it into the air. He then grabs Uraraka and begins to move as fast as possible, which naturally he does. He places her down a safe distance away just as the robot stops moving and the exam ends. Izuku doesn't leave feeling upset that he got no points, since he got quite a few this time, and naturally does get into UA. And he would. When getting to UA, Izuku would meet with his class in Aizawa like normal, where they'd greet him with the practical exams. Izuku would be a lot more confident with the knowledge of this test, since he doesn't have to worry about using One for All once and screwing up everything else. When the test arrives, Izuku and Bakugo both go to do the 50-meter sprint. With Izuku using full cowl, he outspeeds Bakugo to get to the end, which both confuses and enrages the explosive blonde to no end. He grabs Izuku by the shirt, demanding an explanation, but Aizawa wraps his bandages around Bakugo, telling him that if he wants to stay at UA, he shouldn't be threatening other students, that's not gonna fly there. Begrudgingly, Bakugo lets go. Izuku does much better in the practical exams, as you can imagine. With the ball throw, Izuku doesn't throw it as far as he did originally, since he's using 6% of One for All instead of 100%. However, the results from all the other tests would tip the scales in Izuku's favour. I'd say he'd be second or third from the top, and you know what that means. Minera is expelled from UA by Aizawa, which upsets the little perv, but he does understand why. Don't worry though, we should be getting a new member of the class very soon. And that's going to be him. If you like him to comment down, let's go to episode 2. It's a lot of fun to write, and if you guys want more My Hero Academia content, make sure you hit the like button and let me know. If you guys really do like it, I might replace either Dragon Ball or Naruto time slot with another My Hero What If. And let me know if you guys want me to go with a manga, or should I just stick with everything in the anime? That way we could get more of a story, but you guys would get spoilers in the process. And should Izuku learn Black Whip a bit earlier, since, you know, he did get One for All earlier? Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, bye!